Okay, let's do a quick check and then we should be good to go.
Check, 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 check.
Check, 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 check.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful.
Hi, I'm Brittany. This is my wife, Bridget.
I am.
Together, we're neither funny nor original. And this week, we're going to talk scalp hair loss, upper lip hair growth, and maintaining friendships as adults.
Clearly, this is Brittany's episode because I had no idea what this was all about.
But first, let's start with our word of the week.
Yes, it is Brittany's word officially this
Yes,
week.
we are back on track.
I did not prepare a word, so why don't you tell us?
Yes, but if you're new here, every week we like to do a new word of the week because we want to be smarter and we want to impress our family during awkward family dinners. So,
or just really tell off people in emails without them.
You have never told off anyone in an email.
I have firmly said, "Excuse me,"
in an email.
In an email.
I need to see proof.
I'll show you proof, and you know exactly to who I send these emails to.
Okay. Well, today's word is kind of in alignment with the theme of the episode, which is not always the case. That's not a requirement here.
It has been the past 3 episodes, though.
Have you chose yours based off of
the theme?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, we don't have to. I just kind of thought for myself, at least, maybe it will stick better in my mind if I choose something around the topic that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. So the word is comedy.
Comedy?
Comedy.
As in what?
As in comity. Comity. Okay.
Comity?
And it's COMITY.
Oh, what?
Comity.
Not committee?
No, that's how they're
COMITY. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of this word.
Well, neither did I.
Okay, well, teach me. Wise
and
one.
It's a noun.
Okay.
And it refers to mutual courtesy, civility, or friendliness, friendly social atmosphere, or social harmony. In law, comedy is a principle or practice among political entities such as countries, states, or courts of different jurisdictions, whereby legislative, executive, and judicial acts are mutually recognized. So, an example sentence is, the comedy within their friendship was evident in their shared laughter and mutual respect, fostering a strong bond between them. Is that good?
I'm sorry. If you're just listening, Brittany made me a coffee because I said, I'm going down.
She always says that, and she's never going down.
I am, though. Last night I went down, but to sleep. I went to sleep. That's how I went down. Continue.
Are you okay? That was a whole thing that went on over there.
Guys.
I don't know if I should have made you that extra coffee.
Okay, so I've never heard of this word.
I've never heard of it
I've
either.
never heard of it used this way.
I've never heard. When I looked at it, it's used a lot actually in more political conversations because it's talking about
that explains some things.
The world, states, legislative.
Okay.
But
Can
I
you
thought,
give me the definition once more? Just the beginning part.
Yes, I may.
Thank you.
Refers to mutual courtesy, civility, or friendliness. Friendly social atmosphere, social harmony.
I like this.
Yes, I like it too. I think it's...
How would you use it?
That, I don't know.
In your day-to-day?
My day-to-day?
We'll see how.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to think about that.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good word.
To wow someone. I was actually yeah, I don't know. I was thinking that for this episode we can title it "There's Nothing Funny About Comedy."
I like that.
So maybe that's how I would use it. But like it like randomly passing someone on the train.
Comedy.
Like there's nothing funny about comedy, and then keep walking. That's how I would use it every day.
But
what?
Comedy is funny because I definitely thought you were talking about the word comedy, like comedic.
Oh yes, that's what I thought too. And I thought, what is this word?
Did you look up words talking about this? Or how did you come across this?
I think I looked up like friendship, and then that was one of the words. I went to the good old thesaurus, and that's how I saw it. And I said, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of like in my brain, and especially because it's comedy too that I think about.
Yeah.
Like funny comedy.
Yeah, but this is like
friendship.
politeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like harmony.
Love it.
Me too. So
choice.
now that we're a bit smarter,
I feel a bit dumber, to be honest.
really?
Yeah.
I think you're jittery. I think I shouldn't have made you another
I'm not
coffee.
jittery. You know what I am? I'm confused.
Why are you confused?
Because I'm legitimately thinking like, how the hell am I going to use this word in my day to day?
Yes, we will. I will look at how to use this in the
word.
day to day. Oh, chat GPT?
GPT.
GPT.
It sounded like you said GBT.
I know
Chat
it's
GPT?
chat GPT.
You're saying words and they're sounding different to me. Anyways, yes, I'm not jittery. I'm just confused, and I'm really like legitimately trying to think. Can I use this word? How would I use this word?
I'll find out for you.
Thank you.
And then I'll give you one.
I'll just use it. I mean, I'll figure out how to use it.
Okay.
That's my thinking face.
Oh, you're so pretty.
Thanks. Appreciate it. So anyways. This topic, huh?
So today's topic, maintaining friendships.
Yes.
As adults.
It is rough.
It's as rough as the kneecaps and the elbows. And for some, the feet. Not for me. But I are you?
I can't say me either.
Okay, so I've been thinking. We talk about this a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna just chill because I don't know where she's going with this.
Okay, but I want your thoughts.
Yeah,
at any
you'll
time,
get my
stop
thoughts.
me. Okay.
Okay.
Because I don't want people to like, just like me because I'm the talky one, and like I don't want to be more popular than you, effortlessly. So I just want to make sure that we're still equal.
You stress me out.
So I was thinking about. I wonder. Well, actually, you probably never felt this way because you're probably that person. But
What's going on? Do you need your water?
no, I have it over here. I'm fine.
Do you want to place your water over here so that way you're not like reaching?
No, because if I move,
You're
okay.
gonna kick it?
Another thing,
Guys.
guys. Okay, I don't know what's going on with their voice today. I want to say something. When we were setting up this shot,
Okay.
my wife is like,
I don't know where this is going. It's making me nervous and I'm fidgety. So if you hear the microphone moving, I'm sorry.
it's nervous. It should be nervous for me. She says, I'm sitting in the chair. she's like, is there any way you can maybe move to the middle of the seat and not sit that way? I was like, what do you mean to the middle? I am like, what's wrong? Well, just I get it's your thigh that's in the shot. And I was like, so
it's not so much your thigh as your hip, but
okay,
can I just explain,
no,
please? 'Cause
no.
This sounds terrible.
The thing is what's terrible is the fact that I was telling her truthfully, I was like, but I am in the middle of my seat. So whatever's hanging over, I'm already committed to the center of my seat. But when I moved before all this, she's like, can you just move over a little bit? And so I'm like, okay, like, what do you mean? Half my ass is already shifted to one side of the seat. Okay. So now I got a whole ass cheek plus the half of another ass cheek.
No, it's not.
I was lopsided on the seat. And she's like, okay, that's better. It's better because
Can I please explain? Because this sounds awful. When I'm looking in her camera, I see her her hip, her thigh area, and I'm thinking in my head, Brittany's gonna hate this shot. Let me just tell her, okay, can you line tracks?
Bend yourself in a way that
Can you just like suck it in? No. So when I asked you to move over, it's because for me, I would have been having to sit like off to the side like this for it to look like that. And so I thought, okay, well, let me just ask her, like, line your crack up with the center of the thing.
It was lined up. That's what's sad.
I'm sorry.
There's a whole lot of junk in the trunk.
Brittany's, she's got a booty. She a tasty lady.
And and I got some thick thighs, but they don't save lives.
But they do. But yes, it was not me saying it looks bad. It's Brittany's not going to like this.
You know what I should have done is we're just having weird throat sounds.
Maybe it's the coffee, like the milk.
Oh, not the caffeine.
No, with my loud throat.
Not the jitteriness that's going on.
No, It's not jittery.
Okay. Well,
I'm
anyways,
not jittery.
I will next time cinch this body to the side. But okay, what was I saying? Okay. Anyways, back to the topic. I'm sorry, guys. This is how it is all the time with us.
Yeah. I don't think we ever get a full thought completed within 5 minutes.
No, we don't. But that's fine. They love us. I forgot to set a time. Are you recording?
10 minutes.
Okay. So I have always been envious of people, but like not in a terrible way. I feel like envy is such a strong word, but
envious is it's not like you're not a terrible person if you're envious. Envy is just like you envy someone's ability to yada yada yada.
Not take up the whole seat when they're sitting.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
But I have always been envious of people who had one, large groups of friends.
Sure.
And then two, kind of the same group for X amount of
long periods of time.
Yeah. Especially when it's through school and then, college years and then adult. I'm always like, oh, that's actually really cool for them. Me, I struggle making friends, that. Mm-hmm. And then I struggle a bit maintaining them. But I also cannot have too many friends because then that's very overwhelming for me because I give so much of my attention. So it's not, I think I'm not very good with those
casual friendships.
Yeah. They're like, hey, just checking in on you, girl. Even though I would never say that, but, but like, what's up?
You good, bro?
Yeah, exactly. And so this week I was thinking about friendships because I had reached out to a friend that was a pretty good friend for a couple years. And then we kind of had a falling out, but not like a terrible falling out. We just kind of stopped talking to each other randomly.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where it was one of those things where it was awkward because we had let so much time go by. None of us
3 years.
No, I think initially in the beginning, like where we just kind of stopped talking and then no one reached out to either one. So then got used to, oh, we're not just talking anymore.
Yeah. It wasn't like a big conflict of falling out. It was just like, well, we haven't, like something happened. We haven't talked in a minute. Mm-hmm. It's now a little awkward to try to come back to this. So I think we're just like going to let it naturally die out. Yeah.
Something very small happened. It was a little bit awkward on my end for what they had did. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a falling out. And we never addressed anything like that. But then I think in their mess up, they kind of they were not very good with conflict in general. So I knew that about them. But instead of just saying, oh my gosh, that was weird, sorry about that, addressing it, I guess, it was like, I'm just actually going to back out of this room and never enter it again. Yeah. That's kind of what their response was.
It does feel like it.
And I was kind of like, well, maybe this is a break that I need. And, so anyway, time had gone by. I just kind of let it go. And then it was in the middle of actually like our life kind of got uprooted. We moved up here to Washington and I've always thought about this person and so sometimes they'll come to like, sometimes I'll completely forget that they're in my life. And then other times they'll just come to mind and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder how they're doing. I hope they're doing okay. I'll tell Bridge all the time. I hope they're doing okay. I hope they found happiness or whatever. And so Bridge is always really good. She has been encouraging me. She's like, well, if you think about them, why don't you just text them? It's not a big deal. And I am always, I'm always trying to be, I guess, courteous, to what maybe the other person needs or doesn't need. So if ever there's friends in my life that there's been a long period of time, I try to think, is inserting myself into their life the best thing right now? And obviously I wouldn't know because it's been time. So like I can use that excuse to justify me never reaching out to someone. So, that's kind of an excuse too, but I always am trying to be aware of that. Just because I might be ready to open the door doesn't mean that person might be in a place to let me in, and so trying to be aware of that as well, and that there's no expectation on their end to reciprocate. So anyways, Bridge, after a few months, Bridge was like, she's been encouraging me and she's like, you know what, just do it. It's not a big deal. People reach out to people all the time. So I did. I haven't received a response, and I kind of thought that that was what was going to happen because, again, it was more awkward on their end of what transpired. But I just sent a really short message just thinking about them. Hope they're doing well. Love to catch up. And then when I sent it, at first I thought, what did I just do? Did I want to open this door? And I thought, I have thought about them, and I've really just sent good vibes and hope that they're okay. They don't do social media or anything like that, so it's not like I would could stalk them or anything to see, just like they're happy, they're good, everything's okay. So I really don't know. I don't even know if this person is alive, to be honest. And whenever I tell Bridget that, she's like, that's so dark. But I do feel like this person was just going through a lot, so I never know where they could be in life. So anyways, I haven't got a response. It's been like a week. And the first day I was really just overthinking it. Why did I do this? Do I even want a friendship again with this person? I just wanted to see if they were okay. Was that selfish of me? Should I not have reached out? And then I was thinking more and more about it. And I was like, first of all, and it's not to make myself feel any better or look a certain way, but I have unread messages in my phone right now from friends who are doing the exact same thing to me that I just did to this previous friend of mine. And I thought just about how it made me think about what it is I expect out of friendships, or what it is that, I don't know, propels me to want to initiate friendships or rekindle friendships, and what it is I'm looking for in people. And I ask Bridge this all the time. Am I one of those, and pardon my language, because I don't know what other word that they are called, but one of those fuckboy friends? I don't know what the equivalent of that is.
In friendship?
Yes. Yeah. Of that word to describe what it is. Because sometimes I feel like I can't show up all the time in the same...
You dip in and out.
Yeah. Like I ghost people. And it's never my intention. Eventually I get back to everyone. But Bridge has to help me sometimes going through my messages of like clearing out the spam to just get it down to, okay, these are people that you need to get,
a more manageable number.
Yes.
Because yes, it does. The number is what intimidates you sometimes going into your text messages, which you get a lot of spam ones. And instead of deleting them right away, you just leave them.
Because you know what? And I know it has everything to do with my ADHD. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I will not realize that I'm looking at messages.
I know.
You know, that it's not like my phone. I don't see however many messages sitting in there for me. I'm just used to always a red thing there. I always respond back to these people, and the rest of it it's like I don't even see it. So then sometimes then I'll go into it and I'm like, oh, like you yelled at me the other day because you're like, Brittany Sheree, if you're going to have flowers at your desk, you need to make sure that they're alive, that you water them. And I was like, I didn't even know I had flowers at my desk. Yeah. And she's like, oh.
Okay. This is something that we are also learning to deal with too. And I'm recognizing that you, in your safe places, situational awareness is zero. It's zilch. It takes her forever for her to find the happy birthday sign, and it stays up all month long because she insists on a birthday month. And since her grandma's coming, so I'm like, her grandma's birthday is coming, so let's just leave it. But it is a thing for you to not realize, hey, there's something I should pay attention to here. Yeah. Because it's not part of your everyday routine.
Yeah, I agree. It is. And it's never intentional. Like, I'm purposefully ignoring this. It's really sometimes when I'm like, okay, I got to get through some of these messages, I do get overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, because I want to give everything I have to being intentional and responsive and present and interested in people. That the thought of that, I'm depleted at that point. So I was just thinking about how I wanted to open the door to this friend. And then I was kind of thinking, oh my God, like, what if they don't respond? What if it's weird? And what am I wanting to get out of this? Because I also, after I sent it, I thought to myself, I can't even offer the same type of friendship that I gave them previously. I'm in a completely different space. And then I just thought, you know what? For whatever reason, I thought, today's the day I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to send them a message. And then I just let it go because I have so much peace that I sent it. I don't know where they're at in their life, but I hope that they know that whatever, if it's not the right time for us to rekindle a friendship, all I did was unlock the door. And at any point, they can decide, you know what, I'm ready to, step inside. Let's see let's catch up again. It doesn't mean that we have to have the same friendship. It doesn't even mean that we need to maintain any kind of conversation for the rest of our life or anything. Just like, hey, I'm thinking about you. How are you doing? Now, it's new for me because I am also someone that is not familiar and comfortable with casual friendships. Bridge and I have always talked about this. Bridge is amazing with friends. In the beginning, I would always make fun of her because she would tell me, so my friend so-and-so, and I'm like, actually, this is the first time I've ever heard you say their name. She's like, oh my gosh, I've talked about them before. They're so-and-so, and we did blah, blah, blah together. I'm like, actually, no, but okay, tell me.
Yeah.
And it was like this all the time. And I was like, how can you call them your friends if you haven't talked to them for 10 years? And like, okay. if the last time you even if she wants to show me, like, oh yeah, them, I have pictures of them. And I'm always like, how can you call each other friends if the last time you took a picture together was before puberty? I
think for me,
but wait.
Okay. I have so many thoughts.
I know. But
ahead.
Wait, as I've gotten older, I realize that there is so much freedom in those kinds of friendships, and also that you have to have a certain kind of confidence and I guess like trust within the other person to know, like, you have to know, hey, I don't need to talk to you all the time for us to be considered friends.
Right.
And I think that there's like a level of confidence that comes with that and being secure in your friendship, that you don't need to justify how good of a friend they are by how frequent you talk to them.
Yes.
So that's something that I've definitely had to learn. So I didn't want to throw that out there. And then now you feel like you have to justify that.
No.
In my mind, that was actually what I always thought about was, how do you have all these friends, but I've only ever seen you actually physically text, like, someone's number, maybe like 5 people. Mm-hmm. So like that was different for me. Mm-hmm. What would you like to share?
So many thoughts. Okay. I think for me, friendship doesn't end. Like, I can't say like that I'm not their friend if we've never had a falling out. There are people that I was friends with when we first met that I did have a falling out with. I no longer call them friend. When I talk about them in like past tense, it's like, oh, when I was friends with this person, blah, blah, blah. But if there was no falling out, if there was no like anything negative that happened, it's just, time goes by and you don't talk as much. And like, to me, that doesn't mean that friendship ends, because that person can come to me at any time and I would still welcome them. There are, like I said, people that I would not welcome if I got a text message from. I'd be like,
Would you respond to them?
It depends on the person. Because there are people that I'm just like a hard no. Okay. And then there's other people where like I might take some time to really decide if I want to. But that being said, that does not mean just because I respond or just because they respond does not mean that we have to go back to the friendship that we used to have. It could be something brand new. I think sometimes for you, I don't know if it's like part of the ADHD, but it's like where you leave people, that's what, like, they haven't gone past there. When in the future, so like in this situation with this friend, does it feel like, but I have to go back to where I was when we were really good friends? Did you leave that person there and then like that's where their life kind of they stayed there?
Like I have to be the same kind of person?
Yeah, like you have to go back to how you guys were, who you were.
I do feel a little bit like that, because I feel even the people that have reached out to me that I'm getting back to, I feel a little bit like whatever it was you liked about me, that broke in me. So I feel a little hesitant to let people in again, because I feel like the last few years dealing with depression and not wanting to be here anymore, that the thing that people liked about me, it's not the spark, whatever it was that drew people to me, they're not going to get that anymore. So it's a little bit like, I don't know. I do struggle with that because I don't also want to let people down, and I don't want to let people in, because then I feel like ultimately they would be let down.
Okay, so that's something to consider, to talk about in therapy, but also because I think that's more than I could even offer, because I feel like you have, say it's been even just a year since you've talked to somebody. You've grown. I
have grown.
You've grown, and you've gone past whoever you were the last time you talked to them. That means that they have likely also grown and gone past whoever they were when you last talked to them. So, like, who you are now is not meeting who they were then. Who you are now is meeting and talking to and catching up with who they are now. Because it would be very unfair for you to think, oh, they're going to be exactly the same as I left them 3 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
And if you're leaving space for them in that way, to be like, they could be a completely different person. They could have different values, different likes, different dislikes. Then why would you think that they are not going to consider the same thing for you?
I think sometimes my experience with people is they're never as courteous or considerate as I am to them.
Definitely.
So I struggle with that.
I think that I understand where that struggle is, and I understand that that is a completely valid struggle. I think that the few people that have treated you this way are not everyone. And it's very easy to think, well, everyone's just like this. And why they're going to treat me exactly the same as this. If this person that is this close to me, or was this close to me, would treat me this way, then why wouldn't this person? And I think that maybe giving people a clean slate that you haven't talked to in forever, or, you know, whatever it is, that might help you come in as yourself now, and might help you establish a new friendship based off of where you guys are now.
Yeah.
But I do also think that you're a very intentional person, and you're a very thoughtful, very, I don't know why, but the word serious keeps coming up in my mind. But like, you're not serious. Clearly, we all know.
Well, I mean, I could be, yeah.
But you're very, you hold friendship in a very high responsibility. Like, it is your response. If you're going to open up this door, you better be ready for it, because you're going to commit everything that you are to this. When we first met, that's what kind of scared me, intimidated me about you, was that you were so intentional and so like, I just knew you were not going to be like every other friend that I had. And was kind of like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Clearly I was, because we're here. Yeah. But I think that I just wonder what it might look like for you to loosen up that, I cannot think of the word, this like pedestal that you're thinking that you have to stand on with anyone.
Yeah. Because I even thinking about it now, I feel maybe a bit like, the way I approach friendships is also the way in relationships, where, like with you, what you're talking about when we first met, almost like, okay, well, let's define this. What is this?
Yeah.
You know, which I understand is not the best approach, because it does scare people off. Obviously, I don't like flat out ask people that, but
so what are we?
Yeah, exactly. But I do think like, oh, like, are you in my friend? Are you willing to be that friend for me that I'm willing to be? Almost like, okay, we have an understanding of, so now that I'm going to show up for you in this way, can I rely on you to also show up for me in this way?
And I don't think that that's too much to ask. I think that for you to have that standard of knowing within like the first few days, that might be a little much for you to try to sort out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, that's something that you kind of discover over time.
Yeah. I think, again, I am like, but I don't want to waste anyone's time.
Yeah.
But now I think I have gotten better with sussing people out.
Yeah.
And not sure if I want to be friends with people, because even it's taken, you know, a year or so of a couple people that recently I've told you, I don't think I want to be their friend. I don't think I want to put any effort into this, because I don't think we're in the same place.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's okay too. It's okay. And then knowing too, oh, so I can be a little bit more casual with this. And, but I've had to learn different types of that.
Yes.
And we just had a conversation too with a different friend that we met up with maybe a couple weeks ago. Nick.
Yes. I was like, that's the only person we've seen.
Yeah. And which is a new friend for us.
Right.
And my natural inclination would be an acquaintance, because I would think, oh, because I don't know if he would consider me a friend, so I don't want to call him a friend if we're not really friends, but he's a friend. I consider him a friend. And he was talking too about how he's, you know, learning right now to kind of, one, he really loves to make friends with people who teach him something, which I've taken that and I really love it, the way he worded it too, because my thing has always been, I need friendships that are productive, because that is something that's ingrained in me, that I feel I always need to be productive. I always need to be doing something. I can't ever rest. I need to be chasing whatever dreams. I need to accomplish the goals. So all my friendships have to be productive to me. They cannot be a let's BS and hang out friendship. I'm not a hangout kind of friend. I would love to get better at that, because I think that we all have different kinds of friends. And I think that there's one is not less important, because they just want to hang out and just be free. But I have to change my mentality with that.
I was going to say, what if you kind of restructure your way of thinking, and like, this friend or this friend group is supposed to fill this cup. And this is how it is productive, in that it helps me to relax. It helps me to have a good time, how to enjoy myself, how to just enjoy this friendship, right? And then you have other friends where it's like, okay, this is the friend group that is going to motivate me. It's going to inspire me. It's going to do all of this. But I think we've talked about our friendship and how we've realized that, like, it would be very unfair to each other to look at each other and be like, you need to fill every single aspect that I need, every single cup that I need to fill. That's your responsibility to fill it. So then, if you have like these different circles of friends for different purposes of friends, do you think that would help you find the value in these friendships? I
think so. I would have to reframe my thinking, because then part of me thinks, oh, am I using people? Yeah, I don't think so. It's something that I have to work through, of like, oh, these are just my fun friends, and I just need them to help me be fun, or to let loose. But that feels like I'm using them. But I think if we're both going into it with the same expectations, then that's not really using anyone. But it is new for me, and it is something that I am definitely going to explore. I think definitely that would be very helpful, because I don't think anyone thinks of a friendship and like, oh, well, I'm just using them. Well, except for people who are like, I'm going to use them. Yeah, users, I'm going to use them to get what I want and to grow in this social ladder or whatever. Like, that's not your heart. That's not your intentions. So I think you can let that go and know that you're not using people in any kind of negative way. You're just having a friendship, and you're letting that friendship be natural and fill its normal expectations. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's I don't know. I do see the need for changing how I go about friendships. And like I said, there's people that I need to get back to right now that are on my phone. So it just made me think about how, okay, for some reason you wanted to open the door. See, this is the conversation I was having with myself. You wanted to open the door for this. You're not going to get an answer. But then what about the friendships that are sitting in your phone right now that you also, that you haven't given an answer? And got me thinking, okay, why are friendships so difficult? What it is that I'm looking for? And as adults too, because I see it a lot for other adults that maybe aren't like me, that do struggle with maintaining friendships and just making friends in general. But I know like a couple things are people are in different places in life. I think that's one of the big things for us right now, because we're in our mid-30s and we don't have any kids. So a lot of people our age have a family already. And so there's, different places with that. Even with our career, there's a lot that we're trying to figure out between us of, okay, what does a career shift look like? Where do we want to move? So there's a lot of things that in our downtime, that's like priority stuff that we're working on, that I think that because we fulfill the friendshipy thing within each other, I don't really crave it necessarily, because I feel like I'm with my best friend all the time. But I also know it's really great to have other friends and kind of give you a break.
Well, I just think that there are aspects of me that don't meet your needs, and there's aspects of you that don't meet my needs. So it's us saying, okay, let's have friends to round this out.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I will always choose you hanging out with you over anyone else. I know. But I do think that, there are things like you're going to show as much interest in me making a sourdough loaf as you're going to be the one to eat it and enjoy it. But to like really talk about it, to like get into it, that's not going to be you. And I think that for you, I don't know, you pick anything, right? So if it's like screenwriting or just writing in general, I'm going to be like, I love this. I will always listen to you and bounce ideas off with you, but I will never be able to get into the nitty gritty of the structure of things. Like, no, you don't write it this way or this or this. And like, you need friends that will inspire you in that way. And I think that we're kind of doing each other a disservice by not seeking those friendships out and not being open to them. I do understand where it's difficult because to continue friendships, because I don't think it's called executive dysfunction or something like that, where like you're so overwhelmed with just the day-to-day stuff in life that to sit there and be like, okay, well, I'm going to text this person back or I'm going to carry on this conversation. It is very overwhelming to try to like fit it into your normal schedule. I think for me, if I pick up, I'm on my phone all the time. Most of the time, I'm just strolling.
You're
strolling through Instagram. You are. Scrolling, or I'm looking up something else, and I'm not getting back to the people that I have text messages open with. And but I don't also look at, if I don't get a response from someone, I'm not like, oh, it's not a priority for them. I'm thinking like, I know a couple of people who don't get back to me, and I'm like, they've got kids, they've got stuff going on. My sisters, if they don't text me back, okay, they probably have something going on. But if I haven't heard from them in a day or two, hey, what's going on? And immediately it's mostly, oh my God, I forgot to text you back. Yeah. And it's just like, you have to give yourself the grace that you're giving other people, and also just reframing like your responsibility in friendships. You're not their end all be all. Yeah. And you're not looking for them to be your end all be all. I think you just need to like loosen up a little bit. Loosen up my buttons, baby.
You're right. Well, it got me thinking. If I were, because of the way that
I don't know what's coming, but I know
it's something bad. Okay. But it did get me thinking, because I was thinking, why are friendships difficult for not just me, but for everyone? Okay. One, different places in life. I think too, the thing that we work from home, and in general, your office was always really small. There's only a handful of people there, and like a lot of the friendships that we have, sometimes it's just built within an office because it's the people that you see all the time. So you just find the best one there that you kind of like, and you make do with it, you know, which is, I think, kind of like siblings too, you know, it's just, you're stuck with each other. So which is the best one that I like, and let's stick it out, you know. You don't like any of them? That's a lie, and you know it.
I like all my siblings.
No, that's a lie. She loves all her siblings.
I do love all my siblings.
But and then also I think too, one of the things I wrote down besides like busy schedule, you know, so time and everything, inability to relate. So even if we are maybe in different like phases of our life, I think when there's someone that also can't relate is a bit challenging, because I think that, we might not have kids, but we definitely are understanding of people that, hey, they have to move things around. Their life's a little bit chaotic. But sometimes I think that other people can like not be maybe the same kind of considerate or understanding, because I think sometimes when you don't have kids, the expectation is you don't really have anything else going on. So what is it that you're like busy with or stressed out with? So I think the inability to relate, even when you guys are on different
exactly I think a lot of it is, it always comes down to well, this is my situation, and because it's an ability to relate, but this is like my situation. I've got X, Y, and Z going on, and like, but you don't have those going on. So, what do you mean?
Inability to relate. And then,
as I was saying, I was like, dummy.
And then the other thing I have is not as important to some. Maybe they're being fulfilled in other areas. That friendship just isn't very important. But it got me thinking that, what am I looking for in a friendship right now that would help me to want to stay engaged in an active friendship? And I do want to preface, I think that some of the friendship-y parts that we get a fix with is our family. That I think that sometimes clouds. So like it's not like we have no friends at all. We do have friends, but it's like each other and then our family and then it's friends. Like I'm constantly like I text, I mean, it's going to sound sad, but I text my mom every day. I text both of my grandmas weekly, catching up. I text my sister. I text all my sisters. I have 3 sisters. And I text my brother.
One of them.
Pretty frequently. So there's all of, like, that's already a handful of people there that I'm consistently texting. And I do talk to them kind of about things that are going on, or I'll send them random things. So I do feel like that's kind of fulfilling a friendship type of relationship. So maybe that's why I'm also like not desperate for a friend. And then I have my other friends that I know that I can reach out to or send, I like to have friends that also, maybe we don't talk to each other all the time, but I saw something, I thought of them, I have to send it to them. And it be not like a, hey, I hope you're doing well.
Let me catch up and then send this thing.
No, you're just getting a GIF.
Yep.
You're just getting a meme.
Yep.
You're just getting a link. Maybe no context at all. But they would know that, oh my gosh, this is, and then that they can respond at any time. So I think like having a friend that's also, I guess, secure in the friendship of, hey, they might just get a like a thumbs up on one of the things that I send. And so I was making my list of like what I would look for in a friend. And in your mind, think of that too. Okay, for yourself.
Okay.
Why are you stressed? It's my list.
It's always stress.
Well, you don't have to share it if you don't want to. Okay. But I just thought, because I was like, okay, me, a 33-year-old, I'm saying, I am struggling to find friendships. I kind of look at it a little bit too, like what I would imagine people are dealing with in the dating world. However, I think that it's way more pressure and it's probably super discouraging. But I thought, how do I know what I'm looking for if I haven't defined it? Sure. So I thought, okay, well, if I were looking for a friend right now, what are some qualities I would look for? And one of them is attentive when needed. I find it difficult to open up to people. I think that there's something about me. I think I'm a really great listener. And there's something about me that I ask the right questions and people open up to me. I'm not trying to get them to open up. I just ask the right questions. I think it's a Pisces thing. Okay. And I just really love, hearing people out and if I can help them or encourage them, it just comes naturally to me. But I find that people tend to dump a lot on me and then they don't think to ever ask, so how are you doing? And this has been my experience with a lot of people. So it could be family, people. It could be friends. And even when I do, so now I feel like I get really irritated when people interrupt me or not attentive. And so like, I'm not someone, I feel I'm not a friend or a person that's like, no, you need to listen to me. You need to drop what you're doing right now. I need you and I need you now. I'm not like that at all. But I think that if I have been able to listen to you for an hour or whatever it is, or I'm constantly checking in, like, or following up on something that you mentioned, you know, a couple of weeks back, hey, so how's it going? Just wanted to see. Then I kind of expect that from someone as well. So I think just being attentive to know that, hey, you need to kind of shut it off now and like be able to give me something that I've given you. I think that's rare. I think that especially it doesn't help. I feel for sure with social media, the way that I think that all of our attention is crazy. It's like, there's so many people that I can think of right now that like you give them 10 seconds and then, oh my gosh, and they're thinking about something else and, oh, this one thing on my phone. And then, you know, especially one of the biggest icks for me is people who have to have their phone on them when I'm talking to them. So whenever we've gotten together with people, whatever, we always have our phones away. Like there's no need for it to be out, or maybe it's out, but I'm not distracted with it. And because I maybe could be distracted with it, that's why I never have my phone out.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really big one for me because I have ADHD. Okay. So I can understand, but I have to really work hard to be attentive. And my wife has been really great she's been very understanding and pointing out areas where I've not been attentive to her. And hey, like I was sharing my thought and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm constantly actually thinking about, don't interrupt her right now. Just make sure you do have an image in your mind that you can remember. So you thought of dinosaur because the dinosaur means that you need to do blah, blah, blah. So like all that, just so I could be attentive so I don't interrupt her. So things like that. I want to give a small little example with that. So this week, yesterday or 2 days ago, oh, I'm sorry. Do you have anything about that?
No.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Attention spans are very short these days. I noticed it when we
I
were
get
driving.
irritated for you when I hear people do that to you.
Yes, at work, but or just in general.
In general, yeah.
But I noticed it last night when we were driving home.
Okay.
I happened to like look over. We were at a stoplight. I looked over and this guy had like picked up his phone and was like scrolling through Instagram. I looked at the car in front of us. They had their phone on like a little stand and it was playing a music video or something, like some kind of video. And I was just like, oh, we really like how long is a stoplight? Truly. And it's like, we just can't function.
No, we need to be entertained constantly or otherwise we're bored. Bed, mama.
Maple, lay down, mama.
A little bit longer. That's our
that's it's 47 minutes, ma'am.
I know, I'm sorry.
She'll lay down.
Okay. So I was talking to my sister the other day, my older sister. She called me to give me an update on something, and we were just quickly catching up. It was I forgot kind of what we were talking about, but I just offhand kind of just made a comment like, you know, I've been just really struggling with my job and in life right now. But anyways, like, and I kind of like briefly went over it. And then she was giving me an update on something, and then she was like, so but what is it like, what's going on with your job though, and what's wrong? And I thought, oh, not a lot of people do that. They don't.
She came back to it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm looking for in a friend.
Yeah.
Because I don't open up to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So when I do, it's really I feel I'm letting a wall down. And I'm in a place where I need help, but I don't want to ask for help ever. So I'm looking for someone that can pick up on also like, hey, there is something kind of going on with that person. Let me just ask, because it doesn't hurt much. So then I share with my sister. My sister gave me encouraging words and all that. But I think that I really appreciate that in someone, and I value that so much because I try to do it to people all the time.
Yeah.
So I really love it when people can do that to me. So thank you to my sister. And then I put for my list, Maple. She's choking. Oh my
God, I don't know if you guys heard that.
Positive, or if not positive, funny while negative.
Oh yeah,
that's a big one for me. Okay,
yeah.
You've seen, if you've watched us for a few episodes now, if you're new here, you know that I don't think I'm necessarily a positive person, but I think that I try to be funny with like the maybe the negative things going on.
Yes,
and try to make a joke about it to make it a lighthearted environment and kind of get people out of their stuff. I did a lot with Nana when we were there after Papa passed away, just trying to like do things to kind of help her. I'm scratching my leg.
I thought you were scratching Fred, and I said, that's not low enough for Fred.
You know how high we are, right?
Tall.
And then the other thing is a kind, genuinely good-hearted person. I don't mind making fun of people with you, but I'm not going to be mean about it. So we could tease and stuff, but like just people that are just genuinely good.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is understanding and empathetic, even if they can't relate.
Yeah.
And I like, that's pretty much, I think when you're talking about also the interest, I think that is important. It starts getting in there with like, that would now go like the next things on my list. But I think values, like who the person is at the core. Yeah. And then it's like, now it would be a plus. It's like when people say it's a plus if they're 6'2". For me, it's a plus if you're into writing or if you're into, something creative. That's a plus for me. It's my height thing, but it's not like who you are, your character, your values. Like I think that I'm learning as I get older, that is more important, especially for us in the gay community. We have found, especially here in Portland, not everyone gay or LGBT is our friend.
Oh, I saw.
We are not making friends with those people. Yeah. Like those people. I don't mean in a bad way, but just doesn't mean that just because you're in the same community, everyone's going to be your friend. It has so much more to do with your values and then your interests as well. And then, okay, whatever community that you're a part of.
Yes.
You in the back.
Okay. I saw a really good comment. I'm not going to say what the video was talking about, but it said, not all skin folk are kinfolk. Meaning that just because like you share the same color of skin or like your same like LGBTQ or whatever you want to call it, that doesn't mean that they're going to be in your inner circle. I
agree 100%. I think that's why one of the reasons we moved up here and we're now ready to leave is just I had to learn it for myself.
Same.
That because I thought, up here it's so liberal, this is where I belong, I'm going to be accepted, and I think that kind of just came out of our family of like them not accepting us. So it was really just like, screw all of you, I'm going to go somewhere where I'm accepted. We are accepted here, but that's not the thing that's going to make and sustain relationships, at least in our case. And it's not even, I feel, because our sexuality is not so much of a big deal to us. I mean, maybe it's a bigger deal to other people. Like,
it's not a focus.
It's really not. So I don't know. I don't want to sit around all day and talk about my sexual identity.
The politics of my sexual identity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm always here as an ally. I mean, I am gay. I'm not saying, but it's just like, there's other things that are like that's not going to pull me out of my depression, but hey, but at least you're gay. What? Like that's actually making it worse for me. Like you don't know what I've been through. But yeah. So anyways, that's what I have. You probably may need some time to sit on it, what you'd be looking for, or I don't want to pressure you. Consent is important.
Well, okay. Thank you. I would say yes. All of your column A's are going to be in my column A's. Yeah. Kindness, respectfulness, attentiveness. It's going to be, those are very important, because I feel like that's what I try to strive for when dealing with people in general, and to know that you have like a friend that has those same goals. Yeah. That's really important. And I think that I would say like majority of my friends do, the ones that I do keep going back to like keep texting, they do have that. Sometimes they don't have like all of it, but I also look at situations and like, they've not gone through what I've gone through to kind of reinforce these things in my life that I'm looking for. Even my own family, like they're all little dingy and, can only hold the attention for so long. Yeah. And that's something that I had to learn how to be like, is this going to be so much of a big deal to me that I'm going to walk away from this? I would say also knowing what my negotiables and non-negotiables are. Right. Like for my family, okay, I'll accept this and like XYZ. So for my friends, okay, I'll have to be understanding in these areas because they fill all of the other things. Yeah. And I do think you need more push, and I try to gently nudge you to kind of remind you, hey, you don't need to accept that though. I agree. Yeah. Because you are someone that's more like, that's fine, it's not a big deal. Like, oh, so you didn't mind that they actually had that whole time you were with them that they never asked how you're doing. Like there was that one friend that I was like, they just dump all this on you, and then they don't even know what's going on in your life. That's not a friendship. That's like a one-sided relationship there. Yeah, that is something that I have to work through still. It's I feel like I'm a very loyal person. However, once you break that in me, I'm done. Yeah. There is no okay, yeah, let's try to work this out. If you were to cheat on me, I'd probably leave you.
Me?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. You
fine. No, but I think of the few friends that I have cut off, and then it's like, nope.
Yeah, that is true. When you're done, you're done. That's how, and I think that I'm the same way too.
And it doesn't matter who else is still friends with them. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
You're not gonna move me from this. I'm very stubborn. My loyalty and stubbornness go hand in hand.
I think you're more stubborn than me, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with you there.
You're a very stubborn person, actually. Now thinking about it,
I do think that I would need to like really think about it and like, but I like your list. I'm gonna adopt it, and that's it.
Because I thought, well, how will I recognize it? You know, if I haven't defined what it is that I'm looking for.
Yeah, I really think that I function off of I know what I don't want better than I do I know what I want, and that's in all aspects of life.
I know I don't want this fupa.
Yeah,
but it's there.
Valid.
What are we gonna do?
Accept it. Name her. Name it and claim it. Don't name it and claim
it. Dumb. Okay, so let's do do you have anything else to add?
No, I really like that. And I like that it was literally you thought of everything and not just so what do you think about this? my approach.
Just catching you off guard. Yeah. No, I want to be better about that because I honestly, for you guys listening, we see the new follows, we see you guys subscribing, and maybe it's just our siblings all combined, but it means a lot. It means a lot to us because that has really elevated my approach to this. I always want to keep it light in a way, but also encouraging. So I don't want this to ever be like too deep, but we might talk about like heavy stuff. But I just want to think things. I'm always thinking things through. So I want to share and give you my thoughts and elevate it from what we've been doing in the past. With that, let's do a quick catch up, wrap up, and our recs.
Oh, I was like we just talked about our whole episode. What are you talking about?
Well, no, because you know how last time I was talking about my dream.
Oh, yes.
So I wanted to share something about you guys because I told you in the beginning that hair loss and then upper lip hair growth. So this is my time here. So the catch up is I have been feeling very fatigued lately, months now. And it's kind of, I've just adapted. Like this is just how accepted that this is, everyone feels this way. Maybe I feel it more so than others. And maybe it's my depression. So anyways, I went to go get a haircut last week. I've noticed that I've been losing a lot more hair, and I asked her about it, and she was like, yeah, but she said that you have a lot of hair, but there's just something about the way your hair feels that I'm thinking, are you anemic? And I was like, well, I don't know. I think I'm low on iron, but I don't know if I'm anemic. Anyways, she's like, I would get tested. I got tested this week. And I am very anemic, and I need to do some iron infusions. And so I was like, oh, wow. Like, okay, so there's a reason why I've been feeling like crap, and there's a reason why I've been losing hair. And so I mentioned this because I want us to stop normalizing how crappy we feel, because we don't always have to feel that way. And also to advocate for our own health and well-being. And I'm really appreciative to Mo's Beauty. I think that's her Instagram. But
we'll tag her.
That she called it out, because honestly, you know, I got my iron tested last year in October, and it was like, my previous doctor was like, it's low, but maybe take some iron supplements, but it's like really low. And I am like, before we recorded this, I took a nap. I woke up and I'm just constantly exhausted, but I think that it must be the depression, it must be the weather here. But no, there's actually some stuff going on internally. So I'm going to get that sorted out. But I just wanted to recommend that you take your ass to the doctor. And, the other thing is, speaking of eating better and taking care of yourself, did I say eating better? I didn't say it yet, no. But, in my mind, it was already there. But Bridget and I have been trying to take better care of ourselves, our health, our well-being. And like, so we should like eat more veggies, and we should do like, especially with our iron, Bridget's iron is always low. Like, okay, what can we do? And we're mostly vegetarian too, for the most part. People probably have footage of us eating a big old meatball calzone, but, no.
Hold on. Which reality did you just slip into? Because I have never.
Doesn't that sound good?
It does, actually.
Okay.
A meatball sub from Subway? No,
Mrs.
not anymore.
Schiffer.
What?
She called me out with my pink eye in 2nd grade, and her ass was downing a meatball sub and said, "What's wrong with your eyeball? It's all pink. Get out of here. Go to the nurse's office." So, Miss Schiffer, you know what you did.
Okay, yeah, over my head. Don't know what's going on here, but yes. Continue. Meatball calzone. Get better.
Calzone, like a cousin.
I said calzone.
Oh, let's play it back because she said calzone, huh?
I did not, and I will try to find this again. I'm gonna work this out. If I can work out the reels, I can work this out.
Doing the editing.
What?
Okay, anyway, sorry, we got crazy there. Okay, so we've been trying to eat better. We are kind of mostly vegetarian lately. I have been craving a lot of beef, so we have been eating some beefy weefy.
Also, you're anemic.
Oh, maybe that's why. Okay, so but anyways, beefy weefy.
You just told the world how we refer to it.
So here's the thing. We've been following people with hormonal balance, like foods and recipes, also because we really don't want to do too much. Like we just
bare
give
minimum.
5 ingredients. What I got to do, stovetop, great, let's do it. But 1 pan, that's it. So we've been following a couple people that's like, oh, this is good for your hormones and this is good for this, blah, blah, blah. This is not a recommendation so much of maybe a little minor complaint and maybe a little bit of a rec. Why is it that I got a comment something on your reel to get the damn link for the recipe? I am imagining that it has to do with traffic and you want to send them to your website. Website. However, the other night, I was watching one.
They would have never found out. The people would have never found out about
but
this.
I want to know my friends if they think the same thing. If they're like, really? Because here, I was overthinking it. And I know it's foolish of me. But so there was one where it was talking about menstrual health or like eating things around your menstrual cycle or something like that. And so I sent it to Bridge. And when I was like, Bridge, we were laying in bed. I was like, I kind of want to know what she's talking about, like the recipes. I'm like, but why do I gotta comment things? Like, she wants us to comment cycle. Like, I don't need that popping up on someone's feed of like cycle. Like,
because now Instagram tells everyone this is what this is what your friends are liking.
And I was telling Bridge, I was like, we're gonna get to the point where it's like, this is for my IBS girlies. I have a 5 ingredient recipe for you to help you with your bloating and gas and diarrhea. Copy or comment diarrhea in the comments so you can get the link to my recipe. And it's like, can we just like, I don't know if there's another word we can do instead or make it fun. Like I told you, like maybe for an IBS thing, like Camila Bowels. Like let's have fun with it, okay? But why do I gotta comment? So like make it just fun for me. But I'm like, oh, like what is gonna pop up?
Comment cycle, yeah, because definitely I have seen comments from people on reels that I did not need to see before. As in, like I didn't go looking for them, but I know that my niece said something gross about something else. On this thing.
That's what I'm like. This is gonna pop up. Like, hey, for my yeasty girls, I got a recipe for you. Comment. What did you say? Yeasty boys? And it's like, okay, but why can't we just
not? Or
why don't you just get the link in? Why is it not the link in my bio?
It's probably because like it all has to do with traffic. It has to do with like,
why?
If you say like link in bio, who's going to take that extra step to go to your bio to open up that link? Just comment whatever. Yeah. It's
comment drizzle to get this recipe to help control your drizzle. And it's like,
so friend zone, Fran had the same issue.
Did she?
A couple months ago, she was like, why do I got to comment shirt to find out what your shirt you're wearing?
It's annoying. If we ever do that, please remind us of this moment where we had to comment cycle on someone's thing just to get a recipe for my cycle.
Yeah. I don't
Help a sister out.
You didn't even comment cycle.
No,
I
no,
did.
Bridge was so good about it too. She was, because I was like, Bridge, I want this, but I don't understand why we have to comment this. And Bridge clicks on it, opens it up, comments like immediately as I'm complaining to her about it. I was like, this is so annoying. She does done. I was like, no. I was like, you don't understand. I don't want people to know it's for you either.
Like as if we don't have cycles, as if we don't deal with this every day. Like
I know.
These people are creating this content.
You know, that's what I love about you.
What?
You are someone that just does not care. In a lot of ways, you are so confident about things that I'm like, I need to be more like Bridget, because you just don't care.
I think it comes with, it's the opposite side of my stubbornness, which is just like, I don't care. It happens.
Yeah.
But then there are other things where I'm like, oh my God, don't.
And I'm like, really, Bridge, you're overthinking this?
Yeah.
No, I love that about you.
Thank you.
Last thing is Selena Gomez's new album. I'm only saying it because I assume Bridge was actually going to recommend it. Were you, Bridge?
Yes.
I'm
Did
sorry.
you not see the document where it's at Salala's album?
No, because I told you I don't want to be surprised. I mean, I do want to be surprised. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Pretend that didn't happen. Bridge, what do you recommend?
No, go ahead.
No,
you technically were the one that forced me to listen to it.
I didn't force anyone here. Consent is important in this home.
However, when it comes to listening to things,
I just told her. I sent her a couple of videos and I said, I actually think you might like this album. Me being an encouraging wife, I'm sorry. I actually think
tell me.
No, I actually think you've listened to the album more than I have. Yeah. I have actually watched interviews. So I feel like that's the album. I think is, I don't even know if I've listened a full way through or paid attention to the full way through. I think it's fun. There's different varieties there, but please share your thoughts.
Yeah, I like it. I told you earlier, I think, because I had put on the album, I think when we were making breakfast.
Oh, yes.
And you were like, I can't believe you like intentionally chose to put this on. And I was like, well, because I kind of feel like she has upbeat, like dancey stuff on this album, but then she also has like slower but vibey and like along the same lines in this album. And we were both lagging this morning. We were struggling, and I was like, I think I just need to put something on that's not going to be too upbeat and it's not going to be too low.
That is a good one though, because it is a mix.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why I put it on. I like it. There's maybe one or two songs that I don't like. But
that's the one she speaks Spanish in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really.
It's just not my vibe. And although it did remind me of Kali Uchis, which is my vibe. So I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to give it more time.
Okay.
I don't know. But I like it overall.
I like it overall too. I think it's a fun listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this is probably the first album of hers. I don't know how many albums she even has, but the first time that I thought, actually, I really like majority of what I'm hearing for this.
Yeah, because I think there's maybe like one or two other songs that I've liked that she's released previously.
I don't know,
but I've never liked like a full album.
Yeah,
I can't say that I've listened to her discography that way.
But we're not Salala haters. We've never gravitated towards her music.
We're neutral with Salala.
Yeah, but I think the album's great. I think her and Benny did a really good job. So that's all I have. You, my love?
I do not have many. I also have to be very honest and upfront. I failed you all and did not finish my book. I did finish a different book.
Were you supposed to finish it this week?
I had said last week, I was like, I'm going to finish my physical book of One for My Enemies, and I did not finish it.
Did you say you were going to finish it this week?
I did.
Oh.
That's why I have to admit my defeat. I did get a little bit further into it, but it's been a struggle to just like pick up a physical book to read it before bed. But I have plans to not be who I was this coming week.
We have a lot going on, babe.
We do.
It's a busy time.
Yeah. It's a little overwhelming.
It was a rubber ball that you dropped. It wasn't a glass one.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Okay.
I think I want you to discuss that in a future episode.
I will.
But so I didn't finish that book, but I did listen to Emily Henry's God dang it. What is it called? Hold on. Happy Place. I've decided I like Emily Henry. She's kind of like, she gives me Gilmore Girl vibes where it's like a lot of banter back and forth. But this
was a book?
It was an audiobook. Yeah.
Okay.
It's about friendship and about how you try to hold on to your friends growing through the, growing up basically phase. And it was from like college age into like the adulthood now, probably friends for like 10 years ish. And they're realizing that, they're all in different places in life, and they're all questioning the stability of their friendship. It's like a 3-person friend group. It's technically 5, but it's really 3. It's about the 3 girls.
Oh, okay.
And I really liked the book. I liked listening to it. It's really funny though, because I'll listen to it like on 1.5 most of the time, and so the banter is actually a lot faster than it is
Then it
at
maybe
regular
should
speed.
be.
Yeah.
Is it giving like Sisters of the Traveling Pants?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A bit. Yeah, like that. And then it's just, I like it. It's an easy read, an easy listen to. I have her other book. I think it's Beach Read that I own, that I've been avoiding listening to because I actually want to read the physical book. But she gives me vibes where it's like, I want to be where they are.
Did you pick that book for this week on purpose?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
We didn't know.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't know the episode until yesterday.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So it kind of just worked out. It's very good. It's very much in line with what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So I would recommend that. And then 2, maybe 3 things. 1, Crumble. Crumble cookie. It's going to be too late for you guys, but they released a...
That's why I didn't recommend it.
Well, too bad. They can go try different flavors. Check out their flavors weekly. But I really like their peanut butter cookie with the peanut butter drizzle. So Brittany got this. I actually chose that one. No?
Yes,
it was
you
like
did. You did.
Is it like, can you tell me what it is?
It's a sea salt
toffee.
It's a chocolate sea salt toffee. Wait, my mouth wants to say coffee. It's a chocolate sea salt toffee cookie. And it is probably my favorite that I've ever had. Crumble is now, ever since I've been a healthy girly, Crumble is too sweet for me. So
it is. The big cookies are a bit sweet.
Even the little ones. I don't know what she's talking about. And we live in a small town. There's nothing to choose from unless you make it yourself. We don't want to make it ourselves. We're in a position of our life where when we want dessert, we got to go to the market. Okay.
Yeah.
Though in the bakery section to see, or Crumble. That's our only options.
Those are,
so we'll sometimes,
or like Menchie's.
Menchie's. Yeah. So we have to pull, like, so sometimes when we want something, well, look, does Crumble have anything? No, they all sound terrible.
Yeah.
But this week,
they slapped.
They slapped.
It was a chocolate sea salt toffee, as you said.
It was
struggled
amazing.
through.
Amazing.
It's very good. They're also freezable. So if you like something and you know that you're going to change it weekly, buy a couple, stick them in your freezer.
Bridge is saying that because we bought a whole box of 6 to freeze it. Like, you're like, so, I mean, this is a recommendation. I've never done that. I would never, but.
A little tipperoni. Excuse me. My other... Hi, cutie.
She's so cute.
Oh, I wish I had my phone so I could take a picture of her and show you guys. But my other rec is Pinterest.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize how much time I spend on Pinterest until I was like, earlier when you were taking your nap, you were like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know, probably just be on Pinterest. And then I realized I spent that entire time on Pinterest, and it's like recipes, clothing ideas.
It is really good for clothing ideas too.
It's got so much. And I think that people, I don't know if people still use it. Yeah. But
it kind of faded out, but I think that there's a loyal few.
There is. Yeah.
Even if you have one pair of shoes, I love these pairs of shoes, but I don't know what to wear with it.
Yeah.
Type it in and then put outfits, and all the people.
Yes.
It's a really great resource.
I love it. It's probably one of my most used apps besides like Instagram.
Yeah.
That's all.
I thought you had 3.
I did, but I didn't want to say it. If you've got dry lips, if you're struggling in this winter season, I would highly recommend Vaseline lip therapy. It is, whether it's in the tub or it's in this guy, it's the only thing I use for my lips now.
We love that for you.
Yes. I love it.
We love a moist lip queen.
Facial lips.
Well,
yes,
I think that's all we have for this week. I think that was all my recs. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for liking us, for sticking around for our rambles.
Yes.
Don't forget to check out our online shop. We are nfno.com, or the link is going to be in the description. But we hope you guys have a really great week. We'll Are we taking a break?
Not this week. So to prep, we will have a break in, I think, 2 weeks.
Because we're going to be in New York.
Yes, we're going to be in New York. We're going to record next weekend and release the following week. And then we're taking a break.
Yes. But
just a 1 week break.
You guys will know because we're all about consistency here.
Yes.
So
we will be maybe,
missing in action.
Yes. We'll also be maybe having like, other types of content that week.
Oh.
Okay. I was thinking about it, planning on it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we love that.
We love you guys.
Have a great week. Thank you guys for tuning in.
See you next week. Bye.
So